Welcome to the last episode of My Friend's Pets. I want to take some time and thank you very much for being with me on this journey. On this episode, we're going to be reflecting a little bit on everything that we've learned the last couple episodes. But first, I want to introduce you to somebody very new to my life, Dewey. I really want to talk a little bit why I ended up getting Dewey. Dewey is a 9-month-old cat, still a kitten, he's still a baby, even though he's super big and long. I originally had 2 senior cats, 16-year-olds. I had Liz and I had Smudge. And unfortunately, Smudge passed away due to old age complications, and I was very devastated when she passed away. About 6 months later, I ended up getting Clementine, a kitten, and she was the complete opposite of Smudge. She was completely white, obviously. I've always had black and white cats, and I really wanted something different. And getting Clem, I absolutely love her, and she's crazy amount of fun, and she's so cute and sweet, but I always felt like something was still missing. And I definitely felt like there was a space in my heart for at least one more. And I decided that I would wait and see if the feeling subsided, and I would only act if I found what felt like the perfect cat. And then I saw Dewey's profile online on a rescue group, and reading it, how he was a sweet little boy and that he was playful and he was so nice. I ended up falling in love with him online, and I ended up meeting him in person, and we did like a trial adoption, and he came and he got along instantly with Clementine, and Liz was obviously wanted her space as she is with a little senior, but he was very respectful of that, and he seemed to fit in right away. And probably like a week after having him here in the trial adoption, he was so perfect. I felt like it was what I was missing. Although I miss Smudge so dearly still, it was definitely it felt like a new chapter, and it definitely filled the void in a different way than what she is, and I'm ready to live and learn with Dewey. But yeah, to get Dewey this time around, it was a lot different than when we got Clem. First of all, he's a little bit older than Clem. We got Clem when she was 6 weeks old or something crazy like that. She was tiny. So Dewey was a little bit older, which was nicer. He wasn't in his biting phase, and he was pretty friendly already. I didn't want to go in as naive as I did with Clementine, thinking it would be easy. So we had space all built out for him. We cleaned the house top to bottom to make sure he didn't get into any trouble. And we got a new cat tower, and we got everything ready. I was mostly scared about Mina, because Mina did not react well to Clementine right away. She was very scared and very anxious that Clementine was in the house, and I don't know, Mina just took right away to Dewey. I don't know if it's because she's so used to black and white cats that that's what she's had her whole life. But yeah, she absolutely loved him, was so interested in him, and wanted to play, and was so respectful of his boundaries. And yeah, it was definitely a completely different experience. It was less stressful. he right away just like picked his spot, and he ate, slept, peed and pooped. He went and just made himself so comfortable in our house right away, and he's such a friendly little boy. I love him dearly already. Dewey definitely surprised me in a couple of ways. One of them, one big one, was that he really took to my dad, and I was so surprised with that. I think it came from when I got Clem. I did a lot of the majority of the work raising her, and she definitely feels like my cat. She comes to me a lot of the times for things during the day, but Dewey definitely really loves my dad. I wake up every morning and he's usually sleeping in my dad's office, and I go in and see him, and he just like loves pets so much, and he knows his name and he plays fetch, and yeah, it's just so great. I think like that goofiness is definitely something that I absolutely love. I love laughing at him, unfortunately, when he bumps his head or he knocks something over. I'm so glad that I got the opportunity to talk a little more about Dewey with you before the end of the season. I was really worried that it would seem weird that I have a new cat on any of the footage, and I definitely wanted to take some time to introduce him to you. I really want to also talk about why I wanted to make my friends pets. I think it's very important, the bond that people have with their animals. And this started out as a show that I really wanted to share those bonds and all the different people that are in my life and that are in my community. I think it's very important to realize that not everyone needs to be a big star to have something special in their life. And nothing big has to happen to you. Like, for me, a huge part of my life is my animals, and I know for them, I'm a huge part of their life. I'm almost their whole life. And I really wanted to highlight that. And I really wanted to talk about that and talk to people about that. Because I think it's very important to remember the little things almost in life. And I know, looking at this show and talking to the people that I already have talked to, everyone they're so in love with their animals. And they basically can't view their life without them. And I think that's very important for people to remember. And people that don't have pets, that are thinking of getting pets, I think it's a huge thing that maybe you might not feel it right away, but it definitely creeps up on you that they're a huge part of your life. I know with Dewey, I've only had him for a little while, but if I can't find him, I'm already worried. I don't see him, it makes me scared. So he's already a huge part of my life. And I definitely wanted to talk about it. I think it's very important. I think this season really focused on the importance of how these animals are so ingrained in people's lives. I really loved the idea of interviewing all of my friends and talking to them about their animals, and then just learning that all of my friends come from these different backgrounds. They all love different things, and they all work different jobs and have different lives, and they're so different on many levels. But at the same time, they all absolutely loved their animals, and they all said very similar things about how it takes patience, and it takes learning and research, and it takes planning, and that they could not see their lives without them. And I think all of those things were very important to me going into this project. I definitely went in wanting to highlight the bond that people have with their animals. And I really hope that my friends' pets hit that. The idea that the bond is very special and it's very different for everybody, but it has those core elements that are very similar, and each doesn't matter if it's a cat or a dog or a reptile or a chinchilla, that they're all so special, and they're also special to the person, and they're also important. And I really like that. And I really like the idea that this community that we're building is putting importance on animals, and that they're such a great part, and they add so much to your life, and they're very fulfilling, and they're also sometimes very challenging, as with anything that is good in life comes with. But yeah, I definitely think that's what the show was aiming for, was that integral part of bonding with your animal and what that is for every different person. I remember contacting everyone, and everyone was so surprised that they were like, "You want me to be part of the show? You want my animals to be part of it?" And I loved that feeling. It made them feel so special, and I firmly believe that pet owners are very special people because they go above and beyond for someone that they can't even communicate with on a verbal level. And I definitely also wanted to go into this project learning from other pet owners. I learned a lot from a lot of the people that we talked about, and I learned so much more about my friends. And I really wanted to be able to have that communication and learn more about them and learn more about the people in my community and what their values are and what they love about having animals. I love to learn about animals. I love animals in general. And it was so great. I learned so many new things, and I got to hold a crested gecko, and I always wanted to do that. And I got to see the chinchillas that started my love for chinchillas, and I got to learn more about them than what I did. And I have so many great people in my life that share so many cat photos with me on a daily basis, and I just got to learn so much more about them, and it feels great to know. And it just, I don't know, I just love the idea that I can look back and I have this instant connection with somebody about the animals. And a really important part for me was I made a lot of connections to people in my community. I love fellow pet owners, and I really loved the opportunity to go in and talk to Edmonton Humane Society and learn more about what they wanted to do to teach and grow responsible pet owners. And it was something that was so important to me, and I loved getting to learn even how to help them just a little bit and what I can do. And I also learned very quickly that I do not personally want a big dog. I was so nervous around them, and I was so scared, and I am so incredibly admiring every person that has a big dog. Some of my favorite stuff on My Friend's Pets were getting to meet all the animals, obviously. It was a big thing of coming home and getting to talk to everyone else in my life about who I met that day and why that dog was so great or why the cat was so great. Compared to what I thought I would gain, I definitely gained some stuff that was different. I did not think I would learn so much from pet owners, and obviously we went in and asked them the same type of questions to get to know them and get to know their animals, but I really was surprised at how different everyone's answers really were. I want to thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for coming along with me to all my friends' houses and meeting all of their pets. I know I had so much fun learning about them and seeing all the different animals. I hope you had fun as well. And I hope that you can come along next time when we visit another set of my friends on the new season of My Friend's Pets. I had so much fun, and I loved meeting everybody, and I don't want to be ever in a position where I only mention one name and of one person that we're talking to, because I don't know, I'm really nervous that they will be upset, because everyone was so great and all the animals were so great, and I wish I could just list them off one by one. You know? Yeah. I don't know. I feel it's like a bittersweet ending where I don't know if we're gonna be doing this again and getting to talk to more people, and I don't know. I had a lot of fun. What are you recording that for?